first one who stood up to offer from different communities. And as I was talking about our oneness and love being the core of everything, I'm looking into the face of this amazing, beautiful woman, and she is like, yeah. And so after we heard you speak, and after the whole prayer breakfast was over, Marilyn and I went and said, yeah, we need to have her come. And she said yes. So Miriam Camero is a multi-talented person. She spent 5 years in the Navy, and then she got out, and now she is helping to do life coaching for, and you'll tell us a little bit about that. So I don't want to give it away. All right. So let's just welcome, with a warm welcome, Miriam Camero.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, good. It's working. So thank you so much for a beautiful introduction. And I'd like to begin with gratitude. Thank you all for having me, for inviting me. It's such an honor, such a privilege to be in the presence of so many like-minded, like-spirited people. And of course, most of all, is gratitude for the Creator who made these connections, who brought me to, it was really a last-minute invitation. I think they sent me an email the night before, said, hey, we had someone not able to come tomorrow. Can you make it tomorrow for the Heritage University talk or brunch? And wow, yeah, that's the connections. We don't orchestrate all of it. We just live into them, right? Well, today I wanted to talk about the power of inner truth. And before we really get into it, I wanted to ask some questions. I really like interacting when I do talks. And so my first question is, has anyone ever given advice? Yeah, really great advice, and then see it not taken? It's kind of frustrating. You see the whole situation play out from beginning to end. You think, I've been there before. I know exactly what's going to happen next. And then you see it, and it happens, and you just, it's frustrating, it's disappointing, it hurts. You gave some beautiful nugget of truth from your own experience or from somebody else's experience, and it just doesn't, it didn't help. But let's look at the other side. Have we ever heard some really great advice and not taken it? I don't know what the dialogue is. It's different for everybody, but sometimes it's, well, they don't understand my situation, or it's going to be different this time, or, you fill in the blank, whatever it is that you thought. And then exactly what they said was going to happen, happened. And you have these feelings of embarrassment. Oh, that I told you so. I don't want to even tell them because they're just going to tell me, I told you so. And I propose that the next time somebody comes to you for advice, you give them the opportunity to listen to their inner truth instead. How does that look? How do you do that? I'll give you a very, very simple example with my 3-year-old. We'll be in the car. We'll be going to the store. And she'll ask me, where are we going, Mom? Where are we going, Mom? Where are we going, Mom? I would say, we're going to the store, honey. We're going to the store. Yes, by golly, we are still going to the store. And she'll ask me the same question over and over and over. And it's just not satisfying. My answers are not satisfying to her. So at my wit's end one time, sometimes I just stop answering because I'm just like, I'm going to lose my mind. But this one particular time, I decided to ask her a question. I said, well, honey, it's very insightful that you've noticed that we are going somewhere with an intention. We're not just driving to drive. We're going somewhere. So where do you think we're going? She sat back in her car seat and she says, I think we're going to the store. And that was it. That was the answer she wanted. She wanted the opportunity to think for herself, listen to her own intuition, her own feelings, and come up with an answer. She was looking for an opportunity. She was looking for that invitation. I encourage you, try that with a little one who's asking you the same question. Ask them a question. What do you think? Where do you think we are? Where do you think we're going? It's surprising how that response is. That was satisfying to her. Her being able to tune in and listen and come up with a response on her own, that was satisfying. My answers, even though they were the exact same, in different languages, were not satisfying. It's the same thing with more complex situations. We still have that human desire to listen in and to find the answers for ourselves. How satisfying is it when someone does give you that opportunity? When they kind of coach you, or they don't do it for you, they don't give you the answer, they kind of put like breadcrumbs along this trail. And then when you get there, it's so satisfying. Wow, I did it. I made it. And yet they still look at you and they still say, wow, I couldn't have done it without you. Even though you didn't give them any answers. You just gave them the opportunity to listen in. That is the power of inner truth. And when I was invited, I was also asked to kind of give some of my story. And it has a lot to do with inner truth and finding my inner truth. My teacher and my mentor, Rivka Malka Perlman, when I was going through coaching school, that's what she did for me. That's what she tried to do for all of us. But for me, it changed the course of my life. It got me out of bad relationships because even though everyone was telling me the exact same thing, my friends, my colleagues, spiritual leaders, my family, they were telling me, this relationship isn't good for you. This should not be happening. I said, no, it's okay. It wouldn't penetrate. It wasn't until I decided, you know what? I do deserve to be treated better. I should be treated like the wonderful person that I am good. I don't need to be treated like I'm a terrible person. I don't need to be told that I'm evil, that I'm out to get them or whatever. I don't need to be told that because I know the truth. I know the truth now. That is not resonating with me. But the one that really brought me here was during a coaching session with her. And I was telling her, I have such a desire to coach and to do this for a living. But there were voices in my mind telling me, you're never going to coach like her. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to be able to help everybody. Who do you think you are? And then on the other side, too, I was getting voices from like my more professional side, my more intellectual side, saying, you've tried businesses before. I mean, I tried selling essential oils, I did insurance, I did all these different things, trying to start up a business, and they would just fall flat. And everyone would, even though everyone would tell me, oh, you're going to be amazing. This is going to be great. You're so full of potential. Yes, this is going to be awesome. It wouldn't penetrate, and I would just fall flat. I'd see that something wasn't working out, and it would just go. It just teeter off. And this time I said, I'm in this cycle. I know. I'm really excited, just like I've been for all of my other endeavors. So how can I make this one different? How can I make sure that this one doesn't fall flat? What am I supposed to do? And she asked me a question. She gave me a perspective. She said, okay, instead of approaching this one like all of your other endeavors, what if you thought of it as your healing? What if this wasn't just a business venture? What if this wasn't just you coaching? This is for your healing. What happens then? That gave me the opportunity to look at all those voices that were telling me that I couldn't, that I failed before, and just recognize them. I could look them in the face and say, you know what? You're right. I have failed before, but I've learned a lesson from each one of those failures. You're right. I can't help everybody. I'm just one person. So what am I going to do about it? I'm going to create an agency. I'm going to create a team. But yes, even then, we're not going to be able to reach everybody, but our arm span is going to be able to embrace way more people than if I tried to do everything by myself. You know what? You're right. You're never going to be the great coach that your teacher is. You're going to be Miriam Camero. You're going to be the great coach that you are going to be. All from that perspective, all from that one question that she gave me. She gave me the opportunity that I had been craving, that I had been needing to hear and to listen to my own inner truth. And it changed my life around. I did. I went out and I put a job posting online, and I found people to create this team, to have that same unity that I needed, that support, to do exactly what I wanted to do, to help people listen to their own inner truths. That voice, that still small voice that oftentimes gets drowned out by the busyness, by all the other voices telling you, you can't, you failed before. Who do you think you are? We're just waiting for that invitation, the opportunity to say, you know what, I can't, but I don't have to. Who do I think I am? I'm me. That's who I am. And then we get to the next step. What is the next step? What is the next step for me? What is the next step for you? It's in that invitation to listen, in the quietness and in the stillness. I just came across this in one of my books that I was reading. That truth is and creates peace. Truth is unity. Truth is empathy. Truth is light. When we listen into that inner truth, that's what we become. We become a conduit for all those things into this world. We're no longer stuck in cycles. We see the truth. Because in that cycle, yes, there may be a failure, but it's no longer going to bring you back into that loop. It's going to set you off on a whole new trajectory. It's a turning point. That's the power of inner truth. And I invite you that the next time somebody comes to you for advice or asks you for advice, invite them to listen into their inner truth. Instead of saying why, say what. What if it is possible? What do you think in this situation? What do you feel? A lot of times they'll come at you very angry and they'll say, I just don't know what to do in this situation. I'm so frustrated. When you say, what else do you feel? Oftentimes you'll be surprised to hear, I'm just really sad. Because I have such beautiful desires for this situation, and it's just not happening. The whole tone, the whole shift can happen, and there's that one question that you can ask. You can be the one to send that invitation for them to listen in to the stillness, their own inner truth, their light, and the world gets that much brighter. So for today's meditation, with all that in mind, I want to invite you in this moment to listen in. If you're comfortable, you may close your eyes. We're going to breathe in the beautiful energies of this place. Breathe in the unity. Breathe out the discord. Breathe in the opportunity. Breathe out the negativity. Breathe in the stillness and the quiet. And breathe out the noise and the static. This is your space. Whatever may have been heavy on your heart, on your soul, on your mind, bring it to your inner truth. What does your inner truth really have to say about this? okay to feel. There may not even be words for what your inner truth has to tell you. Just be. And when you're ready, speak that truth. Bring it into the world. Maybe just to yourself. For me, mine right now was, I'm enough. Such mindfulness, such sincerity. Thank you.